Hello, everyone. Welcome to IAmPreeminence, and I'm Katie, and this is our space. And today we have the beautiful Edna, who's all the way from Ghana, Africa, in Accra to be exact. She's a content and strategy specialist, and she's working with a team of creatives to develop digital and business solutions. And she does this for many various businesses and enterprises. But Edna is very special to me because Edna is actually the creator of the IAmPreeminence logo. I just love her work. I love her work ethic. She's amazing. Edna, thank you so much for joining me. I know it's late over there for you. And thank you for taking the time to be with me today.
Thank you so much for having me. Such a pleasure and an honor, and I can't wait to start.
Thank you so much. So let's just start off with a little bit more about who you are, because they would love to hear about you and your journey. You're a beautiful young woman all the way in Africa, and you're so successful. So could you just explain a little bit how your journey has been so far in the digital world?
Great. Thank you so much once again for giving me the opportunity. So I am in Ghana, Accra to be precise. And as you rightly mentioned, I work with a team of creatives to present digital solutions to businesses and enterprises. It's been interesting, I have to say, because the digital space became something that was heavily sought after during and the pandemic, right? Because before pandemic, everybody was going about their business the normal way. Yeah. But then we realized that a lot of people are going to have to migrate, and we saw an opportunity and we had to tap into it. The interesting thing though is that when we started, it was supposed to be something that was supposed to do to while away time. So for instance, I would create a series of ads, like video advertisements, just because I had the time. And then somebody asked me to do something for him, and I was like, and he said he was going to pay me, and I was like, wait, this could be a good thing. So, I might as well harness all my skills and then get my colleagues as well, and then we started. So that's how it began.
Wow, that's amazing. I feel like there's just so many intricate part of the digital world, especially content creation. It's so detail oriented, and I feel like a lot of people don't understand that. What are some of the challenges that you've had to overcome in your business?
So with the content creation, it's interesting generally, but then it's very specific to the business that one is into. So for instance, what would work for, let's say, a nurse might not necessarily work for an architect, right? But it also depends on the person who is behind the scene developing the content for you, because you need to be experienced, and also you need to keep an open mind, interestingly. So the challenges has always been with making sure that you're producing something that is relevant to the person you're producing to, and also that the person you're producing to actually likes it. It's interesting because sometimes somebody has an idea of what it is that they want, but that's not necessarily what they need. And you have to be able to explain to the person that I understand that this is what you want and this is what you think would work for you, but I don't think so. And you have to buttress your reasoning and make sure that your points are valid. That's one of the challenges that I've been facing ever since. I still do face.
I feel like with our project together, it was so simple. You knew what I wanted, and I didn't see something, but when you created it, it was like, yes, this is what I want.
Yeah, but you were also very lenient with me, I must admit, because I didn't have to do so much back and forth with you, and that was really amazing. Because usually, like, the way I would present to you options, and then you tell me which option you preferred. Some people don't even like anything in the option, right? Which means you have to go back to the drawing table and start all over again. And then sometimes the person has an idea but isn't able to express the idea properly, and you have to do a lot of back and forth. And it's tiring, I have to admit. I mean, I'm human, right? But then also it's interesting because it also helps myself and the team develop on our skills, So for instance, even with your work, I don't know if you noticed, but we, like, the final touches had a little sort of 3D effects in there. That was something we wanted to try our hands on to make sure that just as simple as it looked, because we had to give it some sort of elegance, right? And how do we do that, even though you wanted something simple and straightforward? So it's like I said, it depends on who it is that we're doing the work for and what it is that they require. But also we try as much as possible to make sure that at the end of the day, you, the client, is satisfied, because that's how well we will move on.
Yes, and I as you know, because I tell you all the time, guys, I tell her all the time that I love it, even after I've gotten my logo, because I think it's so beautiful. I love it. Absolutely love it. And your brand,
you do.
Yes, I do. Your brand, you guys, you're not alone. You're with the whole team. So just explain a little bit more about your company, the name, the even how you guys came up with the name. And I know that you all don't even work from Africa. You're like on different continents. So if you could just explain a little bit more about the name of your business and your associates that work with you and stuff like that.
Great. So the name of the company is Sanguine Digital Hub. So as I was saying earlier, it started about when COVID happened. So my partners are Gabriel and Lawrence. Gabriel is the money guy, but he's also the administrator. He's also the administrator and also the client service person. And then there's me, content and strategy. And there's Lawrence, who is also one of the best creatives. He's like the best motion designer you can ever think of. I don't even want to go there because he's that good. So, and then there's Justice, there's David, there's Dennis. So what we do as the collective is to provide digital solutions in terms of design and creativity. So for instance, your logo, right? We also develop websites. We also manage social media. We also develop systems for inventory, sale. We develop software practically. So what made us start was the fact that we realized a lot of people were going to have to migrate, and then we wanted to make sure that we would be able to provide that all-in-one solution for somebody who thought they needed to be online. So for instance, if you're already an existing business and you think that you need to be online, but you don't even know which platform to use, we are the ones who would advise you and tell you what to do and where to go. So for instance, somebody will come to you and say, oh, I think I need a website. But what you truly need is probably just an Instagram page, right? So we're able to advise you and also tell you what you need and make sure that it's actually result oriented. So Gabriel is in Canada, as you rightly mentioned. Not all of us are in Africa. Gabriel is in Canada, Edmonton. Lawrence is here in Accra with me. Justice is also in Accra, and David is also in Accra. Now, we're all Ghanaian, but we try as much as possible to present ourselves as an international company, because truly we are.
You are.
I've done work for you. We've done work for some people in Zambia. We've done work for some people in Edmonton, even in Nairobi and other places. And also it's because we want to present the fact that being digital is easily accessible. So we don't want it we don't want to limit ourselves just to being in Accra or just to being in Ghana, right? Because the most important thing is there's a need and there's a group that is able to provide a solution to that need. So that's what we do.
And I love it. And I love that you are so approachable, because even just with a message, you're so prompt, even with the time differences. And as a woman in a tech environment, like, you really stand apart. Now, I know that there's a lot of competition in the tech world. Now, how do you stand apart, not just within your own team? I don't know if you're the only female, because I'm very big on women empowerment. It's March, it's Women's Month, it's Women's History Month, and we're Black women, and you're just so phenomenal at what you do. I just really want you to talk about, how do you set yourself apart from the competition, whether it's at home in Ghana or you're playing on an international field, because I'm here in New York, you do work for other countries in Africa and Canada. So there's different continents where you're reaching as a Black woman. Just talk about that a little bit.
Okay, so internally, I am the only woman. I had a female assistant, but she had to go back to Korea. Her name is Sora. She was really helpful when she was working with us. So even internally, it's interesting, because I have a very good team, that I have to admit. They don't see me as a woman, as in the term of, oh, she's a girl. It's like you have to deal with her fragilely, or we don't do that. It's this work that needs to be done. The work is assigned. You deliver. If you don't deliver, you will face the consequences, and that's how we treat it. We treat it based on your ability to deliver. And that's how we decided to start with the business. And that's part of, that's like our growth strategy. Externally, it's, like you said, the competition is high. And usually you would meet people and then they'll be like, oh, are you the owner? Sometimes it's a good thing to say, oh, I'm a co-founder. Other times it's like, no, I just work with a team, depending on the response you're getting. And it's a little challenging, because it's assumed that, oh, you wouldn't know much because you're not supposed to, right? And I would say this from where I am. I grew up in a very typical African setting, where the woman is supposed to learn how to take care of her home and not necessarily have to think so much about work or having a career or something like that. But thanks to a lot of women out there who have changed the narrative, some of us now have the edge to do more and know that our lives are beyond having to take care of the home, right? Because you know there's so much you can do, but then you don't have too many people to look up to. But I would say that I'm blessed with amazing sisters. We're all girls, actually. So I'm blessed with amazing sisters who keep on encouraging me and telling me that I can do anything that I put my mind to. And Sanguine Digital is one of the things that I put my mind to, not just myself, but Gabriel and Lawrence as well. And we've been able to get to the point where we are. We always say that we're just starting, because there's so much more that has to be done in terms of expanding, in terms of the services that we ourselves are able to provide, in terms of the reach, the people that we want to reach. But I strongly believe that this is even a great platform. Hopefully I can reach out to more people after this. Yeah, and it's been, I wouldn't want to say challenging, but I challenging in the sense that I accept the challenge, right? And it's something that I'm willing to overcome and be able to say that this is what I was able to do. I have been able to set an example, just as the way a lot of women have set examples for me, that I'm able to look up to them. and do more. In terms of women in tech space, there are a lot of women coming up these days. And there's always that, I don't know what to call it, if it's the ego of the men, or I don't want to sound too
No,
feminine,
this is a free space. So you just say it how it is, because this is the reality.
Right?
Yes.
So, but there's always that, are you sure? I always get that, are you sure you can do this? Which is sometimes annoying, because it's like,
it's
if I can't, why am I here? Yes. You know?
And
right?
insulting.
But it's like, which means that you have to put in twice as much work as the average guy would, just to be able to prove your points sometimes, or even just your worth. But again, I'd like to say that I'm blessed, because I do come across, I do meet people who give me the opportunity to do what I have to do and do it very well. And I would also say thank you, really, for giving me the opportunity to even work on your stuff, because even though it was simple, it was a little challenging, I have to admit. I mean, not extremely, but I was like, yeah, you'd be surprised, because you are very lenient with me, which is like, okay, we have to be creative. So that I was speaking with my team, and I was like, this is a lady who has to be impressed once and for all, guys. We need to bring our best foot forward once, you know. So it's like, okay, what are we doing? This is what her show is about. This is what her business is about. And then I kept telling them that I don't think this is going to be just a show, even on just like YouTube. It's probably, let's think about it in 10 years time, right? In 10 years, there's going to be an IAmPreeminence studio, and it's the logo that we designed that is going to be there.
Oh, you're going to make me cry.
What is it we want to... what is it that we want to represent? Is it something that we can modify? Is it something that is going to be stuck in people's minds, you know? So and this goes to say that we go through a lot of processes even before we put what we have in our minds on paper, because I always say that once something comes to me, it's my opportunity to show that it can be done, and can even be done on a much bigger scale. Sometimes not see as far as I am seeing, right? But then I'm like, if something as let's say a brand as Nike has been there for all these years, why can't the brands we work on be something that would be there for as many generations to come? And that's usually the approach that we take, right? So that even if we have to do any changes, it's very minute. It doesn't so much affect the final output. So yeah, I think I'm talking too much.
No, I love it. I absolutely love it. And I didn't even know that you felt that way about the project. It just meant so much to me that you thought so highly of it. I mean, you blew my mind just now with that 10-year vision. Thank you so much.
We have to, but I do believe you are going to do great. And it's been amazing how your strategy that you're taking is phenomenal, and I believe it's in the right direction. And you know, this is the time for Black voices, for women to be. I feel like we've said a lot in times past. This is the time to prove that we meant what we said, you know. So when a Black woman, an African woman, a Ghanaian woman says, I can do it, it's not just words. I have done it, you know. I think we're moving the narrative from I can do it to I am doing it, I have done it, and this is it, you know.
It's like a present continuous tense. Yeah.
Exactly. So, and this is the era in which we have to support each other, being able to make sure that we're doing the right things, we're producing things that are of high quality, not just because we want clout, but also because we actually want to make an impact. So talking of your show, for instance, giving the platform to businesses like myself, like Sanguine Digital, it's an opportunity we're creating for each other. And it's something that has to be continuous. We don't need to have to downplay someone or talk badly about someone before we get the platform. It's big enough, it's huge for everybody. And we all need to be able to treat things as positively, as importantly, and as seriously as we would any other thing that sometimes isn't even produced by us, right? This is our opportunity, and I don't think we have to take it for granted.
I love what you said, because I read a book once, and I also listened to a speech by a Black woman. Her name is Lisa Nichols, and she was visiting, I believe she was in Swahili, or she was in Africa, and in Swahili, they were asking her, she had a translator, and he was inviting her somewhere, and the translator said, will you attend? He's inviting you. And she said, I'm gonna try to come tonight. And so he asked her again, are you coming? And she says, I'm gonna try to come. And he said, miss, there's no word for try in Swahili. You're coming or you're not coming. So then she said, okay, amazing. I'm coming. So my takeaway from that is, people you're either going to do something or you're not going to do it.
Or you're not.
And that was kind of like my mantra, like the change. I had to be what I wanted to see. I was waiting for a platform like this, and I didn't see it. And I was like, I am not that type of person, but I will do it. And I felt like I just got a vision from God. And once the idea came in, everything that I needed to do this, Joanna gave me your information. This one is helping me with this. This one is
shout out to Joanna, though.
Shout out to Joanna. We love you, Joanna. Her interview is coming up soon. Keep watching.
Yay.
And it was amazing to me that these were all women. This is very important, guys. Almost everyone that's been instrumental in the launching of this platform has been a Black woman. And it's just such an honor to me. I mean, and with you, it was just so relaxing. I wasn't afraid. I knew you were going to do a great job because of how we spoke. And you took this mantle to say, we're going to, guys, she legit was like, we're going to do this and we're going to get it right. And she was not playing, y'all. This logo is beautiful. And even when I couldn't figure out how to make it work, she redid it to, I don't know what she did, and sent it all over again for me. And it's amazing because I think when we elevate, we do so by lifting someone else up too. You don't have to be selfish. This is a season of abundance and overflow. It's not the season to be mean in any way, because if I were mean, I would have never met you, and right. If I were mean to you, maybe you would have done the logo, but you wouldn't have this fire within you to just do a great job. I'm sure you do a great job all the time, but there was just something about this project. I feel it. I felt it, but I'm so excited.
I'm so glad you like it.
I love it. And so what would you tell the young Edna? What would you say to yourself? The younger you, I mean, we're pretty young, but what would you tell the younger you? I mean, based on your experiences to this point.
Oh, interesting. I would tell my younger self to take it easy and not be too pressed about what other people are doing, because I would eventually get there. And this goes to say from experience in my past, I used to be very worried that other people were getting to places or doing things that I wanted to do, but I couldn't for one reason or the other. So I'm here. I'm not there yet, but it's steady and progressive. And that's what I'm grateful about every day, because every day I wake up and I know that there's something that has to be done, and it's forming together to be a big picture, and the picture is gradually coming together. So I would definitely tell my younger self not to be too fussed about the fact that things are not going the way I would want them to, because they would eventually be.
Oh my God, I love that. What would you say to a young woman, whether she's living in Africa or even here, because there are a lot of Black girls here in the United States that, may be struggling, and sometimes they may not even say it. So what would you say to a young Black girl, whether she's in Africa with you or here, and because this is a platform where we don't know who's gonna see it, right? What would be your advice to her or him? There are, I'm sure, young men that will be watching, but we're girls, so, and it's Women's History Month.
Mainly the girls.
What would you say to her?
I would say your location is never a barrier. It's everything. And I would say this to make mention of my mentor, Cyril. I don't know if you know him, but Joanne does. And he always says that it always has to do with your mind. The power is in your mind, and it is what you make it. So here's the thing. When we started, right, I didn't even have a laptop to begin with. I literally just had my phone. And I would do my ads on my phone and send it to Lawrence. And Lawrence would tell me what to do. And then Gabriel would need something, and I would literally work from my phone. But the fact that even though I knew I needed a laptop to work, I was working at it, right? It's something that is menial now, if I think about it. But a few months back, or even a year ago, I would literally be fussed about the fact that I needed a laptop and I didn't have a laptop to work. But that didn't stop me either. The fact that I needed a laptop didn't make me not have to do what I had to do, because I believed I had a smartphone and I had my creativity and I had to put it all together to make it work. And it has. And as I mentioned, that I'm progressing steadily. So from needing not having a laptop to getting a laptop, to getting an office, to getting team members, to paying people on a monthly basis, it's progressive, right? But it's all a matter of how you envisage things to be and how you think you can or cannot. Like I said, Sarah would always tell us to see the opportunity, to see the light in every situation. And that's something that we have to, it doesn't have to be a cloud above us. It has to be something that we live every day. So even in talking to you right now, what's the light in here? It's the platform that we have. I think that I don't know who will be watching, and so I have to make sure that what I'm saying is actually relevant and important and actually impactful. Not just about the fact that not just about the fact that I'm honoring your interview. That's why I have to come, because we have to be intentional. And again, it's all about the power of the mind and being able to make sure that what you see is beyond what you see. I don't know if that makes sense, but it has to be bigger than you. It has to be something that actually bothers you to be able to work at it every now and then.
Exactly.
And I believe that's one of the best things to do to improve yourself on the daily, and also make sure that people around you are always positively impacted.
I love it. Edna, thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Casey.
It's been my pleasure having you.
It's been an amazing interview.
Oh, thank you so much. Guys, please, Edna's website and their company social media will be below in our description box below. If you need a logo created, if you need your website if you need assistance to create your website, if you need someone to manage your social media,
there's a whole plan.
A business plan. Guys, there's a whole team of talented, beautiful Black young adults that are willing to get the job done. You guys, please follow them. The links will be below. Edna, I'm so grateful and thankful for you spending time with me this morning. Well, it's late evening for you now. It's my pleasure.
It
Thank
is.
You so much.
It's bright afternoon.
Yeah, I love it. And I love
it's in the afternoon here.
Yeah, I love the fact that we're able to connect even though we're on different sides of the world. Technology is a beautiful thing. So
right?
Yeah. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. I'm Katie, and this is IAmPreeminence, and this is our space. And until next time, I will see you in the next video. Take care. Goodbye.
All right, bye.